Welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna try this voiceover thing. Today we're gonna bake Jamaica Easter bun. It's right now I'm doing this. It's Good Friday, and I attempted to bake an Easter bun for the first time yesterday. So let me get started. I'm gonna walk through the ingredients that I'm doing, and so forth and so forth. The video is not the best, but I tried my best to capture it. I'm still learning. I'm still using my phone. So once I get a better camera or better whatever, I'll get better at filming. So the first thing we're doing right now is doing the wet ingredients. So um, in the wet ingredients, I used a dragon stout. The recipe calls for 1 cup, but I use the whole bottle. It's just a little bit over a cup. I used a 1 cup of dragon stout. I added 1 tablespoon of vanilla. I added 1 tablespoon of browning right here. Yeah, I was trying to get the browning out of the spoon with like a spatula. Defeat the purpose, but whatever. I tried. So after the browning, scrape out the browning. We're gonna add molasses. Yeah, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of molasses to the wet ingredients. So far we have 1 buckle of dragon stout, or you can use Malta. We have 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 1 tablespoon of browning, and right now 1 tablespoon of molasses. And again, me attempt to scrape out the molasses. You can't, waste nothing. No wasting of ingredients. And I was doing the video, so I wanted to look professional. Yeah. So that's 1 tablespoon of molasses. Right now it says a 1/4 cup. So I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of oil. You can use whatever oil you're using. I use vegetable oil because I use that to do another video that's gonna come up next. And here I'm pouring the mixture into a pot that was on the fire. That was on the fire. That was on the stove. The gist of it is that you have to let the the um the sugar melt. So you put the pot on the stove on low heat for and let it melt the sugar. So you're gonna see right now I'm putting 2 cups of brown sugar into the mixture that I placed on the stove. So that's 2 cups of brown sugar. And the next time I'm baking it, I will use 1.5 cup because to me the bun was a little sweet, but my kids didn't mind. It wasn't. I don't really do sugar, so because I put so much sugar in it, it made it extra sweet to me. So yeah, so I'm stirring, mixing everything together, and I'm gonna leave it on the stove, and then it's gonna melt the butter. Melt not the butter, melt the sugar. In here, I also put I didn't show you guys because I got my recipe from all over the place. In here, I put some jam. I put some strawberry jam. You can use whatever jam you want, and I put a little piece of butter. Yeah, I did put a little piece of butter, not a lot of butter, but I put some jam and I put a small piece of butter. I put about a tablespoon of jam and about a tablespoon of butter. You saw me add the egg mixture. So after you take off the mixture off the stove, you have to let it stay there and cool. So what I did was throw it from the pot to a bowl and left it on the counter to cool for a bit. And then I came back now and I added 2 eggs, 2 large eggs. And in the eggs, I placed 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, the thing you grate off of the lemon, and 1 teaspoon of lemon juice to the egg mixture to take out the rawness. So I added that to the mixture that was on the stove after it was cool. Because if I add the egg to the hot mixture, you're gonna get scrambled egg. All right. So here now, in the first video, you saw the bowl with the pot with the with the flour. At that moment, I remember that I didn't sieve the flour. So what I did was place all the dry ingredients together. So in the dry ingredients, you have 3 cups of flour, all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons cinnamon, 2 teaspoons nutmeg, 1/8 teaspoon ground clove, 1/8 teaspoon ground allspice, half teaspoon salt. That's what I put in the dry ingredients, right? And here you saw me add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and do a whole mixture and mix it up. You have to mix it properly so that you combine all the ingredients together, especially the flour, because you want to make sure that the flour is mixed out in the mixture so you don't get any white in your bun or the bun will dry. So here I am just mixing the ingredients together, getting everything. Don't over mix or mix, cut, you know. Mix round and cut in the middle, mix round, cut in the middle, mix round, cut in the middle. Alright, so now I'm adding some puree raisins that I had soaking from Christmas. I blended it and here I'm adding a little chops of raisin, not a cup, but a half a cup of raisins, extra raisins. You know, Easter bun have raisin, but I didn't want a lot in it because I know the kids don't want a lot. So I blended some and I added a little chops, half a cup I mean, of raisins. So it's a cup of blended, not a cup, baby, half a cup of blended raisin and 1 cup of non-blended raisin. There I'm showing you the cherries that I'm going to place on top of my bun before I put it in the oven. So here I have my grease, somewhat lined. It's lined. It may not line properly and straight, but it's still lined. Baking tin. I'm pouring the mixture in the baking tin. I thought I was just going to do 1 bun. Just like cake, you think I'll do 1 cake, but end up with 2. So I made sure I prepared. And I did my regular baking 9-inch loaf pan, greased, lined with parchment paper. And then I had a smaller tin that was also lined and greased. I was prepared. That I throw some of the mixture in. And I think in the end I had some left in the pan because I didn't want to overfill the pan, but I ended up throwing it on top of the rest of both of them, and it rise up a bit, but it was okay. It didn't come over. So here's my 2 cakes in the butter lined pan container, and here I just regular cherries that was in some sweet something. I'm putting them. This is gonna see that this missy people do line it proper, in a straight line, but I was decorating it, putting the cherries on top, and then the oven was already preheated. I preheated the oven at 350 degrees, so it was there ready for these buns to go in. I am very proud of myself. I didn't want the buns to be too dark, and I didn't want it to be too light. So when it came out of the oven, it was the perfect color. So yeah, so here I'm just decorating my buns to go into the oven. And yeah, so again, let me read the ingredients. It's 1 cup or 1 bottle dragon stout, 1 tablespoon vanilla, 1 tablespoon molasses, 1 tablespoon browning, half a cup of oil, and 1.5 cup of brown sugar. You can add 2 if you want, but I added 2 and it was overly sweet, so you can add 1.5 cup of brown sugar. I'll put the rest of the ingredients in the description box, and then I'll put all the ingredients in the description box anyways. Here I am cutting my bun. You see how moist it is. Moist. It was still a little warm, so yeah. But I was so proud of myself, and my kids love it. As I said, it was a little bit too sweet for me, but me name it same way. Eat it up, and I eat peas with coffee. I had peas with my coffee this morning. It was so good. and it even tastes better to this morning than it did yesterday. After everything was settled, everything was came together. Yeah, so here's my bun. First time making a Jamaica Easter bun. I hope you like the video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I'll see you in the next video.